I definitely believe that this is a critically dangerous time for U.S. institutions. So in a way, I think the future of American democracy is bleak. On the one hand, there is the danger that there will be a mortal collapse of some important aspects of American institutions. On the other hand, even if American institutions survive in some form because of the resistance to Trump, this will be followed by a deeper polarization in society that will take a long time to heal. Obviously, we are seeing many related trends around the world, from the US to many parts of Europe, to Eastern Europe, to the Philippines, to Turkey. And it's very unlikely that these things are unrelated. And I think the big sort of connection point here is that we've had a relatively good economic run in the world economy over the last 3 decades. But it's been very unequally distributed. And the losers have not completely accepted the loss of relative income, the loss of status. When you look at Putin, Erdogan, Orban, Trump, Marine Le Pen, none of them is saying we're going to bring down the democratic process. They want to exploit the democratic process. And so they're becoming or attempting to become authoritarian by controlling the media, controlling the anger of the people, exploiting and deepening polarization. But there's also a bright side to the fact that there might be common reasons for why we are seeing these trends. Then we may be able to have common solutions. European institutions have lots of problems, as do all institutions. The European ones are even more severe because Europe attempted something that no other group of countries had attempted, to form a union. On the other hand, you have to give credit where it's due also. It's been the European institutions that have defended the democratic ideals, democratic norms, both within their countries and around the world. Obviously, Europe has experienced its own toxic version of populism, anti-immigrant feeling. But the remarkable thing is that partly because of the success of European institutions, partly because of the particular electoral systems, they haven't succeeded. And I think that is a very important thing to be building upon as we move forward. Well, I think Erdogan's rise, continued dominance, the new level of intensified dominance really fit the pattern that we have talked about so far. There are so many parallels between Trump and Erdogan. Of course, Turkey is different. Turkey has weak institutions. Turkey is a poorer country than the United States. But if you look at the specific way in which Erdogan has gone about filling key positions by his supporters, undermining institutions when they clash with him, taking control of the media, deepening polarization, enshrining family control over key things. There are very much what Trump is trying to do. Of course, the resistance in the Turkish case has been weaker because public mobilization has been absent in Turkey for a variety of reasons. Turkey shows the future of the United States unless this popular mobilization can stop Trump and his ilk. What they shouldn't do that is relatively low cost, and that is normalizing the tyrant. Businessmen can go about their businesses without interacting with the federal government or the state. Most companies won't have any appreciable cost for them in terms of their shareholder value or profits from not engaging with Trump. And same thing for individuals. The other low-cost thing is we always remain aware. I think normalization is when we turn off all of our antenna and forget about what's going on. And that's very important because that keeps the public fire lit in terms of reaction, in terms of mobilization. Then whether individuals also have a responsibility to do more, to pour into the street and protest, even if this could be costly for them, I think that's an individual decision. So far, given the institutional equilibrium, people are not thrown in jail for very long sentences for protesting against Trump or his supporters. So I think that's something that still has social value and is doable.